Hello class, for this assignment we are going to use Google Drawing Tools to create an American flag using many tools and techniques that will be useful for you in your future applications. So the first thing we're going to do is in your Essential Tech folder, create a Drawings folder if you have not already. Again, to do that you click Create New Folder, type Drawings, hit enter. It will create a new folder for you. Go inside that folder and click New and go to More and look for Google Drawings. The Google Drawings app is what we're using. Click on Google Drawings. Once this opens up, we will name the file. To name it, click in the very top, type your last name, mine is Schmo, and then write American flag. You will turn this in later. Make sure you always start with your last name and your file name. All right, I'm going to demonstrate how to create an American flag in the quickest possible way using some arrange tools and shapes and that kind of thing. An American flag, if you don't know, has 13 stripes. So we're going to start by making a perfect stripe. There is one stripe, and once it looks good, well, it's not quite good because we also want it to be red. Let's make the stripe red. And let's now copy it, Control C, and paste it 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have a total of 13 stripes. Now, every other stripe, I'm going to click on. This is really where you have to be careful. I'm going to click on the stripe, click on it, and hold down the Control key, and now click on every other stripe. Be very careful to click only on every other stripe. If you're struggling to do this, you can zoom in so it's easier to see where you're clicking. Let me demonstrate that right now. So to zoom in, you go to View and 200, like that, or you could have clicked on the zoom tool here. I'm clicking only on every other stripe, and I'm holding the Control key down after I click on the first one. So now I'm touching the Control key, and I'm holding it down as I click carefully only on every other stripe. And it looks like I made a mistake. Yep, I didn't start on the right one. I should start on that one. Every other stripe. And now I want to make those stripes that I just clicked on, I want to make those white. Also, notice that I've got a border on these stripes. I don't want a border, so I'm going to select all of the stripes, and I'm going to turn off the line color, make the line color transparent. I don't want line colors on those stripes. Okay, now I can, you can zoom back out if you want a little bit, zoom back out, or zoom fit. Sometimes that works good as well. Now I'm going to click on this last stripe, and I'm going to move it down roughly. I'm kind of eyeballing where I'm moving it down to, but I'm going to move it down a little bit because what I want to do is spread out. I want to spread out all of these stripes and align them, but there's tools I can use to do that. And here's the first thing to do is to move that stripe down. Now select all of the stripes by drawing a rectangle that touches every single stripe. Go up to the Arrange tool, align horizontally to the left. See how it lined them all up? Go back to the Arrange tool, distribute vertically. That will spread them out from the top stripe to the bottom stripe. It will evenly spread out all the middle stripes. And when I do that, I can see I actually guessed pretty well. I guessed where those stripes were pretty well. Now, if you want to check to make sure you did it right, you can zoom in again and make sure that there's no spaces between those stripes. I want to make sure that it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good right there. I might want to maybe try to zoom it out or make it a little bit spaced out a little bit more. So to do that, you'd click and drag down a couple. Notice I clicked on that bottom stripe and I dragged it down a little bit. Let's zoom back out to 100%. Now select all the stripes again and go through that same arrange, align vertically, distribute vertically, and that spaces them out. And that looks even better. So there's my perfect stripes there. I'm going to select those all when it looks good, and I will group them. It's important that you group these things so that you don't accidentally move things around. It can get very confusing if you don't group them. The next step is to create the blue shape for the background of the stars. I'm going to click rectangle again. I'm going to click and drag in the upper left corner. If you look at a flag, it goes all the way down to the covers 4 of the red stripes. So I'm clicking and dragging down, so there's 4 red stripes that it touches, that blue rectangle touches. I want to make the fill color a nice American blue. Like, looks about right. I'm going to turn off the line color. I don't want a line color. And then again, I'm going to zoom in and make sure that I did that right. If you zoom in, you can see exactly how it looks. Notice I have to click off the zoom tool to the select tool, and I can move this down if I need to. Notice if I use the arrow keys to move it down, it moves it down too far. But if I hold the control key down, that was not what I wanted to do. Undo. If I hold the shift key down and then I move the arrow keys, it moves it in very small increments. So that trick is to hold the shift key and the arrow. And if that looks good, notice that this maybe is just a touch. See, if I zoom in right there, you see how it's a little bit too far. I'm being very, very picky now. You can click again on this and you can drag it up just a touch till it looks almost perfect. And by zooming in, you can tell if it looks perfect or not. Now let's zoom back out, 100%. Okay, I'm going to do that same trick. Well, something doesn't look right there. It looks like there's some blue showing through or some red showing through. See how there's a little bit of red showing through up there? Let's fix that. Click on it, drag it up just a touch. And let's make sure that that looks pretty good. It's a little bit too far down. Maybe a good idea would be to give it a line, to give this a line color. So I'm clicking on it and I'm going to give it the exact same line color as the color was of the fill, the background. And so now that's the same line color, and I can drag it down a little bit. And again, doesn't have to be perfect, but that looks pretty good. All right, that was the next step. And of course, now that you've done that, let's zoom back out. Now I'm going to select this and the stripes, and I'm going to group them together. I am grouping them together because if I don't group them together, when I start making stars and stuff and clicking and dragging things around, it's going to accidentally move my blue background or the stripes around, which I don't want to happen. All right, last thing is I need to make the stars. This is the hardest part. I'm going to do this very quickly. You might want to watch this video over again and do it right. You have to be really careful where you click. Also, I suggest that you zoom in. You zoom in on this, on the rectangle, on the blue rectangle. Let me zoom out a little bit. Zoom in on that blue rectangle so that you can see that blue rectangle. Let's zoom to fit. Let's go zoom 200. 200 seems pretty good. I'm zooming at 200%. Now, try that again, zoom. Notice that I'm not being careful where I'm clicking. I had to turn off my zoom tool and turn my select tool back on. All right, now I'm clicking off of this and I want to insert a star. And this is in the shapes. It's in the regular shapes, not the callouts. And you want a 5-point star, which is, why can't I find the star? I know you guys are all screaming at me because you can see the star somewhere, but I don't see it anywhere. Oh, maybe we do need to use a call out. They may have moved the location of their stars. I think maybe it's only a call out. So if I click there, that's what I'll have to do. It's a call out. I just click one time and it puts a perfectly symmetrical star in there. That's important. You don't want to start dragging like this because you're going to make the star distorted. You want to hold the shift key down and drag to make it smaller, but to keep the proportions. Hold the shift key down. Here's the trick. Make it about the height of one of the stripes. See how I've done that? Make it maybe just a little bit smaller than the height of one of the stripes. Now I want to make that star the fill color perfectly white, and I want to turn off the line color around it. Once you've done that, I'm going to copy this, Control C, and paste it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to do that trick that you saw me do before. I'm going to take this bottoms, the last star, and I'm going to put it over where I want it to be on the right side. And I'll hold the shift key or the control key down, and I'm going to click on each one of the stars. Be careful not to click on the blue background, but just the stars. So I've selected all 6 stars, and I'm going to arrange them. I'm going to line them up, vertically at the top. Line them up vertically at the top, and I'm going to distribute them now horizontally. So they're perfectly spaced out. Once I do that, I'm going to group that group together. If you look at the stars on the flag, you've got 50 stars. There are, it goes 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. So I will copy this. Let's see. 8 times. I think I'm pasting. I think there's 9 rows of stars. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've copied it 8 times. Now I'm going to take this bottom row, do that same thing I did before, put it so that it lines up with that last stripe right there. And I'm going to then hold the shift key down or the control key and click on just the rows of stars. Be careful to click only on the star, not the blue background. Clicking on the stars, now I'm going to arrange, and I'm going to horizontally to the left, and I'm going arrange, distributing them vertically so that they go straight down. Now you can see there's a problem. Every other row was supposed to only have 5 stars. No worries. Click on every other row once, and then click again on that last star and delete it. Click, click, delete, click, click, delete, click, click, delete. Now take all those, hold down the shift key or the control key and select, whoops, let me try that again. Control key, not the shift key, control, and I'm clicking while the control is being held down, and drag those over. If you need to drag it smaller amounts, hold down the control key. I'm sorry, the shift key now, hold down the shift key and use the arrow key to move it over just a little bit. If you want to make sure that they're perfect, these rows are perfectly lined up, I'm going to click and hold the control key, and I'm going to select all of the stars, all the rows of stars. Again, be careful not to click on the blue background, only the stars. You'll mess it up if you click on the blue background. And I'm going to go to arrange. Now I'm going to align them horizontally in the center. See how it moved it just a touch? And I'm going to distribute them to make sure that they're distributed correctly vertically one more time, which they're already distributed. And now you'll notice that I'm done. When I zoom back out, looked at my star, it looks almost perfect. The last thing I want to do is put a border around my star. So I will insert another shape. This is going to be a rectangle, and I'm drawing the rectangle perfectly around the flag, the outside of the flag. And you'll notice that, wait a minute, that's not right. It's popping out in front. Well, that's because it's in front of it. So I want to change the order of this. So go to arrange, go to order, send to back. Sends it all the way to the back. But then I want to make sure I make the line color black. The line color is black. Oh, hold on. You know what? I didn't want to send that to the back. Let's make it a transparent fill color. And let's bring it back to the front. So now it's transparent, but it's at the front, and the line color is black, and that's why if you zoom in here, you can see that the black line is now around it. All right, that's it. When you're done with that, you can turn it in. That's how you use tools to create an American flag using the arrange tools and the little tricks that you learn as you do this more. One thing to warn you when you're doing this, please make sure that you just hit undo if you make a mistake. As soon as you make a mistake, just hit the undo button or Control Z, and that way you won't get too far and realize, oh, I made a mistake. Now I really screwed something up. This is going to teach you patience. It's going to teach you precision. So good luck with this. Turn it in when you're done.